Hello, you just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Your patience while holding is appreciated. Our representatives are working hard to get you closer to the guys on top of the pit boxes, over the wall, and on your radio dial. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Tony Rizzuti and Kid Cruz.
Welcome to another edition of MRN Crew Call. I am Tony Rizzuti. The guy next to me, you know him. He's a legend in his own shower.
Right,
he is Kid Cruz. How you doing today, kid?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Tony?
Yeah, and I'm doing great. Hey, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, we love for you to join our conversation. You can tweet us at MRN Radio is our handle. Use the hashtag AskMRN. And then you can also call us on the Fan Forum hotline, 1-844-4-ASK-MRN. We have a great show for you today. We're presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
Cute little guy.
Our first call today will be to a championship crew chief.
Right. Was it 1999?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Dale Jarrett. He's the crew chief of the number 95 Leavine family racing machine. Michael McDowell is the driver. Todd Parrott will join us. Be curious. I mean, here's a guy who's spanned many generations in NASCAR. So we'll get his thoughts on today and yesterday. It'll be a lot of fun to talk to him. Right. Then we'll make a call up north, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Jeff Striegle, co-host of MRN's live racing coverage. Be good to talk to Jeff. And then, as always, our highly successful #1 rated game show, 5 on 5 off. Today's category, I'm bored. I'm bored.
So batting over 500. I don't know what my record is.
That will be a lot of fun. So, kid, at this time in every show, we have you talk to some of today's hottest country stars. But this week, I heard you shifted gears a little bit.
Oh, yes, I did. Are you going to be at the theater over the weekend? A lot of people are going to go out and see
you know I will. I
Eight.
love my movies.
Fast and the Furious, or it's the Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
Fast 8. How many of these are they going to make?
I don't know.
We're going to find out. So Michelle Rodriguez, star of the film, you know, you've seen her in all those films. Someone you don't normally see her hanging out with, at least in interviews, is her stunt driver from the film.
Oh,
Debbie
people
Evans.
behind the scenes, yeah.
People behind the scenes. And they worked on a project, the film, of course, but then also a project you may have seen on YouTube, and we're going to find out about it right here. A little clip of the video that they did and a little conversation with some of the cast members from the Fate of the Furious. You guys work together on more than just the film. What's the video that I saw on your Facebook page? That's actually where I saw it, Debbie, originally on your Facebook page.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. It's Castrol Edge titanium ice, and it's done in conjunction with the Fate of the Furious. And it was just an amazing project to work on. You can find it on Castrol USA YouTube channel, and I had a blast doing that.
That's like augmented reality, virtual reality, where they implement all the special effects on goggles while you're driving.
Right, yeah, it's called mixed reality, and it was really quite an experience. I've never done anything like it before in my life. It was a challenge, and it was really awesome. There was a time where I was going around and around the tanks, drifting the car as hard as I could. And I honestly thought, I'm going to blow the motor. This is too much for the car. I'm going to blow the motor. And the car performed perfectly. And this was early on, and we had to use it a long time after that, and the car worked flawlessly.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And the last thing you want to do is blow up that car. That thing was not cheap.
I know,
right?
I want that car. F-Type Series
the Jag.
That was the coolest car. And most cars now, they have so much computer stuff on them, you can't do anything with them. And this one, you could do, you know, it had settings and everything. You just turned them off, turned all the stuff off, the computer stuff.
And you're an analog.
And it had a little bit of override, but not enough to keep me from having a lot of fun.
You don't normally get to hear that behind-the-scenes perspective from a stunt driver in a major motion picture, actually series. She's worked on all of them, 8 of them now. What was your 5 on 5 off category?
I'm bored.
Did Michelle Rodriguez look bored during that? She didn't really get to speak that much. But If you go to our Facebook page, MRN's Facebook page later on today, we'll actually have the full interview, and Michelle talks about some of the great locations they went to filming The Fate of the Furious, and a little bit more behind the scenes from her perspective on the film. So it's really kind of,
yeah, that is pretty cool. I saw that trailer, I think on YouTube over the weekend, and we have one of those VR helmets at home, an Oculus
really?
Rift.
Cool.
And my son's like, can I go play that? So that augmented reality, I mean, for the young kids, that stuff's really cool. I can't wait to see the movie over the weekend. All right, we got to take our first break here on MRN Crew Call. When we come back, we'll check in with Todd Parrott, the crew chief for Leavine Family Racing. He's next here on MRN Crew Call.
If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Brake Deals event. Take advantage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcasts elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
Danica Patrick to the front of the field at Talladega. They are side by side behind her. Jimmy Johnson.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
Tyler, a Robbie Mays from the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show called. He left this message. And he says you're a traitor. You're back with MRN Crew Call.
I love that rejoin. Susie did a great job on all those. Kid Cruz, Tony Rizzuti here. You know, I was thinking, kid, looking at that back clip we had with Debbie Evans, who's the stunt driver for The Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
You know, there's another racing female that's been a stunt double before. Do you know who that is? For Catherine Zeta-Jones. Remember her?
Yeah,
From
course,
the Zorro
absolutely.
movies and stuff?
Yeah,
You remember who her stunt double
no,
is?
I have no idea.
Leilani Munter.
Never
was
heard of
the
her.
stunt.
She sounds sexy, though. Just the
Leilani
name.
Munter?
Yeah.
She races in ARCA and stuff. She's a vegan NASCAR driver. I don't know that she ever did any. Maybe she did a bush race back in the day.
I've
before
never
the
met her,
Xfinity.
but I'm going to keep an eye
Anyway,
out
but
for
she's
her
a stunt
track.
double for Catherine Zeta-Jones.
didn't
So it's good to see a lot of the female stunt drivers out there. Let's make our first crew call. Let's go out to the Leavine Family Racing. Talk to the crew chief of the number 95. He is Todd Parrott. Todd, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. What an amazing effort for the 95 team down at Texas. You qualified up front. You ran up front before some electrical problems took you back in the field. How proud are you of the speed that your team showed at Texas?
Well, I'm very proud. We are a small team, and get a lot of resources and stuff from RCR with our technical alliance with them. So the guys have worked really hard, all year long and at the end of last year, and just to be able to go to Texas and for our car to show the speed that it did, and for everybody to be so excited and so happy. And like I said, and we ran, I would say, legitimately into the up in the top 15. Car got a little free after our first pit stop, but then is when we started having some electrical issues, and luckily and fortunately to finish where we did, actually. I mean, to bounce back, change a battery on pit road. We lost a lap, and it didn't get plugged in. It didn't get plugged in perfect the first time we put it in there, and he had to pull back out and try one more time. So the pace car got by us, and we tried to beat the pace car, but we were a little bit too fast. So we lost that lap there, and then like I said, we were fortunate to finish where we did.
Hey, Todd, this is known as NASCAR's off week, and it's my understanding several of the drivers, as soon as Texas was over, hopped in their jets and they're flying down to the islands or enjoying vacations, some with their families. What's it like for a crew chief? You're just sitting around the house drinking beer, kicking your feet up this week, right?
Actually, if you saw me right now, you would probably fall off on the floor laughing at what I'm doing. I'm actually here at the shop at LFR, and I have my little girl Lola here at work with me, and she's sitting over here at the desk next to me, and she has her McDonald's chicken nuggets and French fries and Papa Smurf and Baby Smurf and all of her little toys and Beauty and the Beast and just sitting here having a big time. So we're giving Mom a break. You know, she's at home with her all the time. You know, when I'm gone off traveling on the weekends and here at the shop during the week. So figured to give Mom a break today.
There you go. I tell people all the time that NASCAR is the ultimate family sport. We see generations of it. Obviously, your generation as well. We mentioned in the Open you won the championship back in 1999 with Dale Jarrett. So you've been in the sport a long time. What's been the biggest change as far as the crew chief role from when you started to where it is today?
You know, I think you're more in a you have so many different hats you have to wear nowadays, just with dealing with the people, the different personalities. We're going on the road a lot now. There's only 2 weekends off in the racing season this year, where we used to have at least 3. So the guys, when things aren't going good, the guys seem to get down a little bit, and you got to be somewhat of a psychiatrist, so to speak, and get guys' attitudes and try to get them pumped up and, get things rolling in the right direction, and then working on race cars and making sure you got all the details of all the, the cars and the things that are going on at RCR and the wind tunnel and there's just a lot of moving parts that one puts his hands on now. Not so much the actual working on the race car anymore, but, looking at information and wind tunnel results and 7-post testing and racetrack testing and all that stuff. So you don't get to work on it a whole lot more. Back then, I turned wrenches and crew chief.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just pretty much push a pin or push buttons on a computer.
Todd, I was talking to Rusty Wallace last week, and I asked him if he could make one change, if he was NASCAR, could make one change from the competition side, what would it be? And he said he'd like to see the sport go back to an offset car because then Goodyear could bring a softer tire. Let me ask you the same question. If you could change one thing from a competition side, what would it be you'd want to change?
Man, it's hard to say. The biggest thing I see is, from a competition side, which, maybe the softer tire would help the situation. But, the cars, when they get aero tight behind other cars and, it's hard to pass. And I mean, we've done everything. I mean, we've gone from 7-inch tall rear spoilers down to 2 3/8, 2.5-inch tall spoilers, and splitters, long splitters, short splitters, and a lot of different aero packages to try to fix it. But I think it's just it's just a fundamental part of our racing. So maybe the softer tire will help, and obviously here on what is it, about May the 20th or May the 19th of next month, we'll get a look at that now that the All-Star format has been released, and Goodyear's going to bring a green tire and a yellow tire, so they'll have some different tire compounds to run. So you'll be able to get a taste of what that may do.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot of fun. I tell you what,
But the cars aren't going to have the offset in them. They're just going to have the same car with a softer tire. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see. That's going to be a lot of fun.
The racing's good, though. I mean, the racing we've had this year, I mean, I think with the stage racing, obviously, being in the sport as long as I have, it just throws a different play into what you think and and what you do. We haven't been that fortunate to be able to have the car yet to race up there in the top 10, except for this weekend at Texas. We were up there and then fell back a little bit, but toward the end of the first stage. But watching all that stuff take place, watching them guys race for those stage points, in the top 10. I mean, the racing has been incredible, I think, this year.
Yeah, I agree. And I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun watching the progress of that 95 car. You guys are doing a great job. Continued success. Thanks for joining us on your off week. See if you can steal one of those chicken nuggets for us. That sounds pretty good.
They're gone.
I figured as much. Hey, Todd,
there's a few French fries sitting there, but everything else is gone.
There you go. Glad you brought your daughter in. Hey, thanks for joining us, and continued success. We'll see you at Bristol.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for having me, and you guys have a happy Easter, and happy Easter to all the race fans out there.
Yeah, same to you. Todd Parrott joining us. What a great guy. I mean, he's been in the sport for forever, and that team we're starting to see that team starting to get better and better.
I love Michael McDowell. I love him.
He's tremendous. You know, he had to have a chip on his shoulder at Texas. I mean, all you ever see is the flip that he had when he was at Michael Waltrip Racing.
Right.
So, you know, when he heads to Texas, he has a lot to prove. All right, we got to take another break here on MRN Crew Call. When we come back, we'll talk to the co-host of MRN's Live Racing up in the booth. Jeff Striegle joins us next on Crew Call.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Log on to CreekstoneFarms.com right now for free Black Angus beef sirloins from Creekstone Farms. Use the promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com and score free premium Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. Creekstone Farms' juicy Master Chef Choice top sirloins are always a winner. Use promo code MRNSIRLOIN at CreekstoneFarms.com for your MRN offer of free sirloins. Good while supplies last.
If you have a question or comment about NASCAR, Motor Racing Network has a direct line for you. It's the Fan Forum Hotline.
I'm a newbie to this sport just this year, and I wanted to know.
I was wondering when they measure the length of a racetrack.
Call in at 844-4-ASK-MRN. That's 844-4-ASK-MRN.
Wanted to send out a big shout out and thanks for covering the race.
The Fan Forum Hotline, your connection to NASCAR.
This is MRN Crew Call. For English, press 1. Hello, we're chuffed to pieces you've dropped by, love. We have more bits and bobs in stores. We chinwag with these two cheeky blokes. Here's Tony and Kid.
That was true English, and I have no idea what she said there. It was quite right, though. That's the best I can do.
She was having a pint or two while she was doing that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's go to the guest line and bring in MRN's co-anchor of their Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series coverage. You know him, you love him. He is Jeff Striegle. Jeff, how are we doing today?
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
Man, fantastic. Hey, it's always interesting to find out where MRN talent got their start with the network. So when and how did you get your start here on MRN?
Man, that would go back to the Berlin Raceway, right here in my hometown of Grand Rapids. I used to race a little bit, Tony, and when I couldn't afford to go racing anymore, I decided I wanted to stay in the sport, so I started doing a little bit of PA work out there, and that led to an opportunity to do a little bit of radio, and one thing led to another, and somebody made the comment, you ought to send an audition tape into MRN, because at that time, we were trying to pattern our broadcast after what we hear on Saturday nights and Sundays, you know, whenever we do the broadcast. Mm-hmm. So I did that. David Hyatt called me up, said, come down to Daytona. I guess it was 1996, and audition. And I did. Auditioned out in turn number 1 with Joe Moore, ironically. And the rest is history, I guess. I must have done something right because they called me back and gave me a job.
Very nice.
That's what happens to me every week here. Tony invites me back into the studio. I keep coming. Jeff, hey, I was looking at Twitter. I wasn't stalking you or anything. When I plan time off, I really don't think about Grand Rapids as like a killer destination. No offense. I've never been there. But one of the top food and drink destinations in the world? Come on.
Well, you know, the food part caught me a little off guard. We like our beer up here. This is the beer capital, craft beer. And so that part of it didn't surprise me because we have been craft beer capital of the world or the U.S. or whatever for a number of years running. But the food part of it, yeah, you saw that today. I just saw it today as well. So, the funny part about it is that when people will ask me, so you live in Grand Rapids, why? And my first comment back to them is, I guess you've probably never been to Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
You've got to like snow. You've got to be able to endure the cold weather, because we do have that. But it is a very, very pretty city, and it's a place that, I've been all my life and really don't have any plans to move anytime soon.
Jeff, most of the people know you from your broadcasting, but what they probably don't know is that you own your very own, very successful racing team that I know not only brings you joy in winning, but also brings the community a lot of joy as well. Explain.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Racingawareness.com, and you can go there, and that will take you to Facebook, and it will take you to Twitter and everything else. But it was something that through my affiliation with Gordon Food Service, and this will test some of our listeners here, if they may recall the GFS Marketplace 400.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 years running at Michigan International Speedway. We were the title sponsor, and I was fortunate enough to be able to be the guy that put that on for Gordon Food Service. And at the time, it was sometimes hard to get customers to come out to a Friday, and all we're doing is practicing and qualifying. So we got the idea to bring kids out, and we turned to Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, Mott's Children's Hospital in Detroit, and Make-A-Wish. And I was amazed at the way the kids responded to being away from, we like to look at it as a diversion to healthcare.
Sure.
And so when we got the kids away from the hospital and out doing things with their family, it was just a home run. And when GFS decided that they did not want to continue their partnership, I wanted to bring it back to West Michigan, what I felt like I learned. And so we formed a charity. We bought a race car, and then we bought another one, and we bought another one. And so we compete weekly at the Berlin Raceway. First race coming up in a week from Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been successful on and off the track. We've raised $300,000, over $300,000 now, for the hospital in just a little short track race team.
Yeah, it's been tremendous, and you've had a lot of superstar NASCAR drivers come up there and run the car as well. Hey, we got to take a break right here, but when we get back, we're going to play a little game. Do you think you can take on my man, Kid Cruz?
I'll give it my best shot.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, 5 on, 5 off. It's next on MRN Crew Call.
O'Reilly.
If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Brake Deals event. Take advantage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
MRN's Throwback Thursday, the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Richard Petty comes to the outside of Benny Parsons, and ladies and gentlemen, it will be Richard Petty victorious in the STP Dodge.
Listen Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on MRN.com or the MRN app.
Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona 500.
On demand in the MRN.com Media Center or on iTunes and Google Play.
Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500 and the Winston Noble $5 million bonus.
Throwback Thursday on MRN.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Mike Bagley. Join me every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. This one-hour interactive show takes you beyond the typical storylines in NASCAR with the stars of the sport.
The celebration's been fun. I mean, afterwards, I guess I didn't leave the track until my 1:30, so I caught it with my crew in South Beach.
NASCAR Live also gives you in-depth analysis with MRN's top personalities.
Because for me, the decisive moment of this championship was when...
Check it out, NASCAR Live, this Tuesday night at 7 Eastern on the Motor Racing Network.
Time now for Motor Racing Network's #1 game show. The game where MRN talent prove their mettle against the unshakable Kid Cruz to see if they've truly earned the right to sit atop the pit box or if they're simply a tool. It's 5 on, 5 off on MRN Crew Call.
Getting ready for a little 5 on and 5 off, and Kid, it's lunchtime. And we just talked to Todd Parrott, and you know what I'm thinking?
What do you think?
Fans out there, don't settle for heat lamp chicken nuggets and cold fries. What you need to do is you need to head over to creekstonefarms.com, and you can register for the free Black Angus beef sirloins from Creekstone. Use promo code MRN Sirloin, and you'll score free Black Angus beef sirloins with any purchase of $100 or more. Again, that's MRNSIRLOIN at creekstonefarms.com for your free sirloins. And now I'm hungry, but we got to play the game. 5 on, 5 off. You couldn't see it there because my pencil was in the way.
I think I have a chance. I've only lost to the pit
there
reporters.
It is. Category today is I'm bored. Let's put, Robbie Mays, put 45 seconds on the clock. There's Kid Cruz.
Let's do this.
And your time starts now.
All right.
Kid, how many marbles do you have in a game of Chinese checkers?
12.
What is the combined number of suspects and weapons in a game of Clue?
I've never played Clue. Combined, 25.
How many colors and spots are there on a twister board?
36.
How much money do you start off with in Monopoly?
1,500.
How many white miss pegs do each players get in Battleship? White miss pegs.
No, 50.
There we go. All right, with 6 seconds to spare, very nice. Let's bring Jeff Striegle in. Jeff, you with us again?
I am.
All right, these are worthless trivia questions. You shouldn't know the answer. If you do, I'm quite concerned. All you have to do, get close to the number. You can go over, but you just have to get close to the number. You don't have to be right. You get 45 seconds. The category, I'm bored. I'm bored. Let's put 45 seconds on the clock. Jeff, your time starts right now. How many marbles do you have in a game of Chinese checkers?
45.
What is the combined number of suspects and weapons in a game of Clue?
25.
How many colors and spots are there on a twister board?
4.
How much money do you start off with in Monopoly?
200.
How many white miss pegs does each player get in Battleship?
18.
There we go. Jeff Striegle, locked and loaded. Kid Cruz is locked and loaded.
We have a game here, and I think I don't know. I don't feel very confident about this.
You know, I know the answers, and I think it's going to be pretty close, but let's bring in producer Daryl Smith. He has them as well. Daryl, the first question was, how many marbles do you have in a game of Chinese checkers? Kid said
12.
And Jeff said
45.
The correct answer is
10.
10.
Oh,
So
baby.
Kid Cruz with the point right there.
Ouch.
Second question, what's the combined number of suspects and weapons in a game of Clue? Kid said
25.
And Jeff said
25.
Interesting. They will tie in this one. The correct answer was 12. 12, 6
should
and
have
6.
just stuck with 12. I'm going to
6 and
answer every
6. So
question
we
12.
have, it's 1.5 to half. Jeff's on the board. How many colors and spots are there on a twister board? Kid said
36.
And Jeff said
4.
The correct answer, 24. Kid gets the point. 2.5 to a half. How much money do you start off with in a game of Monopoly? Kid said
1,500.
Ding, ding, ding. That is absolutely correct.
Wow.
$1,500.
On the
Jeff
spot.
said
200.
200. So Kid gets the point there again. Don't worry about it. The object is to lose here, Jeff. You don't want to know all this crazy
Do
stuff.
I get double points because I got it correct?
Sure, you can have double points. You can have double points, champ. And how many white miss pegs does each player get in a game of Battleship? Kid said
50.
And Jeff said
18.
The correct answer was 84. Again, there would be no reason to know these. Kid gets the win, but everybody's a winner here on Crew Call.
Looks like I went a lap down early and never made it up
It
at
was,
all.
yeah, those electrical problems. They had to replace the battery. Everything went wrong. Hey, Jeff, thanks for all you do for MRN. Really, more importantly, thanks for all you do for the Helen DeVos Hospital for those children. I think it's tremendous what you've chosen to do with your time up there. Continued success, and we look forward to hearing you. Where will we hear you next? Richmond?
Richmond, yeah. We'll
that'll
get
be the next
through
race.
weekend off. We'll go to Bristol, and then, we all of us with the Motor Racing Network head back to Richmond. I'm looking forward to it.
And good luck with the race team coming up here in a week or so.
You got it. Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks,
Jeff Striegle checking in. Hey, another win, Kid Cruz.
Yeah.
I mean, this is getting easy for you.
I'm only fearing the pit reporters, and we've spoken with 2 of the 3. Oh, no, we have a few others out there that we could.
Yeah, so far the pit reporters are 2-0 against you.
Yeah.
So maybe we get Kimmy Kuhn in here. Maybe we can get her live on set. Maybe
Wow.
get a few more people to tune in.
We should charge admission, have a studio audience for that show.
Should we do
A
that?
Studio audience.
By
yeah,
the
with
way,
Tim
I've had
Cruz.
several emails. We love you when you guys, or tweets, I should say, people tweeting us. A lot of the fans they want to play you. Maybe we should start opening this
Bring
up
it,
to the
yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
All right, well, think about this, folks. But if you continue to watch the show, continue to reach out to us.
Trash talk and tweet me.
We might
and
have
I
to
might
go to
choose
that.
you as a competitor.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks to Debbie Evans and Michelle Rodriguez. I guess she was kind of on the show for stopping by. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/Motor Racing Network. You can see the entire interview that Kid had with them. It was really great. Thanks to Todd Parrott for joining us, for Jeff Striegle for joining us, for Susie with the crazy English rejoin. It was a lot of fun. Kid, thanks for playing as well.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks to all of you for watching here on MRN Crew Call. I'm Tony Rizzuti. We'll see you next time on MRN Crew Call.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Wednesday at noon on MRN.com or on the MRN app. MRN Crew Call is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. MRN Crew Call is a production of the Motor Racing Network. Goodbye.